Good day, students. Today let us look at the concept of unitary elastic supply. Now the word unitary tells you that here both the variables price and supply are going to change by the same amount. So if there is a certain percentage change in price, supply is also going to react to this price change by the same amount. So therefore, the proportionate change in quantity supplied is exactly equal to the proportionate change in price. Now what does this mean? It means that, let us suppose say your price increases by 10%. Quantity supplied will also increase by 10%. So both price and supply changing by the same amount. So therefore, if you have to find out the value of ES in this case, you find that the change in price, that is the change in price, which is the denominator, and the change in supply, which is the numerator. Both the numerator and the denominator are equal, right? So therefore, when you divide it, it's definitely going to come to 1. Therefore, the value of ES in case of unitary elastic supply is equal to 1. Now let us look at how to draw the diagram. First, you draw the axes. You label them as X and Y. Then you need to write what is measured on the X-axis, which is quantity supplied, and you need to write what is measured on the Y-axis, which is price. We then draw a regular supply curve and we label it as SS. Now, if you are confused as to what should be the shape of the supply curve, now in relatively elastic we learn that it has to be flat. In relatively inelastic, we realize that it has to be steep. But in case of unitary elastic, it has to be like a 45-degree angle. Basically, you need both these sides to be equal, both these. So that's why we say like a 45-degree angle, because only then will you get change in price equal to change in quantity supplied. So now let us mark a point, and we mark it as P and Q. So at price OP, quantity supplied is OQ. Now if price increases to now OP1, so we move to now a different point on the supply curve, quantity supplied increases to OQ1. Therefore, a 10% change in price, now look, brings about a 10% change in supply. Now have a look at this length. Do you find this length, that is the change in price, and this length, this is the change in quantity, are both the lengths the same? Yes, definitely. Now this equality comes only because your supply curve is like a 45-degree line. If you draw the curve too steep this way, or you draw it too flat this way, then it's not going to show unitary elastic supply. So therefore, the curve is described to be a rectangular hyperbola, which is like a 45-degree line. So 10% change in price brings about a 10% change in quantity supply. And this is about unitary elastic supply. Thank you.